Un saludo, Horus. Muchas gracias, como siempre, por acompañarme. A ver cuánto le queda al juego. Vale, tenemos que ir camino hacia ese barco. Ya oficialmente Clara es nuestra chica.
Come on, Pete, pay attention. Heading the bloody clouds again. That's your problem. Pick up the oars and row like I told you. Faster than that, son. I want to keep them both in time.
Que vayan a la vez.
Doing my best.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
¿Ese es el padre?
And try and keep your weight in the middle, too. You don't want to tip us in. What a wonderful start to the holiday that would be.
Do you want to help?
No, this is a test of your listening, son, and trying to work things out for yourself. How would you learn if I did everything for you, eh?
I didn't mean do it all, just take an oar maybe.
Well, say I did and you could only work one oar, then where would we be? We'd be going round in circles. Oh, now, look, there's a strong current coming up. It's a good test, son. Now, remember what I taught you, and this won't be a problem. Keep her straight and true. Strong arms. I said strong. No, 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 no!
Trying.
That side! Harder on the port side!
Help!
Jesus, Pete, that one!
Ay, chaval.
Oh, come on, give it here! Give it here! Good, you get back there, I'll do it.
El padre es muy severo. Lo recordamos, ¿verdad?
I knew you weren't made for this!
Maybe you're right.
Come on. Prove you can go the rest of the way. Current's not as strong now. Here you go. I have done my best, Pete. Whatever you do in life, you can't expect anyone to do things for you. My experience.
Muy buena, maestra.
I won't always be here to help.
Acabamos de empezar.
And there'll come a time when you've got to prove you can do something by yourself.
Good row, Captain Hamilton.
Oh, get me away from this thing.
Tiene una mezcla aquí.
It looks calm out there, but it's rougher than you think.
Oh, it does look nice and calm, you're right.
It's the current. Can't you see it?
It's very nasty ripples. It's practically a storm surge.
I think if the wind had been in another direction...
Oh, come here. Don't you know me at all by now? Come on, let's walk.
All right. Thank you.
Well, I've got used to being this relaxed. What's it going to be like getting back to college, having to smarten ourselves up? I really like you like this. It's nice. Remember when we met on that train and you were so self-conscious about your shoes?
I don't.
Oh, I remember it vividly.
You were wearing that lovely sweater you got on now, weren't you?
What, this? Well, I only bought it recently. It's a new color for me.
Jolín, vaya desastre.
My mistake. My memory must be playing tricks on me.
Oh, strange. So, do you want the good news?
A ver.
Absolutely.
While you're out, I checked with the hotel and they said we could stay another night. And I thought, why not? Extend this holiday as long as we can. Extend the celebration.
Celebration?
Oh, you know, the summer of work. The fact that it's practically all done now. And perhaps we could celebrate us too.
Uohohoi.
Us. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Mr. Absolutely Hamilton.
Oh, stop it. I don't say it like that.
You do, and that's fine.
Ready to go home soon?
Not in the slightest. Oh, so pretty. Oh, look at these houses. Oh, if I had found someone I could row with, perhaps I could be living here.
Hey, I can row.
Well, that's good, because I think I might be in love.
Oh? Me too.
Well, those two houses up on the cliff, look. Oh, which one should we have, the red or the blue?
It's tricky. Why not both?
Oh, go on, pick one.
Azul.
Okay. Blue.
My choice exactly.
Oh, almost like I knew what you were going to say.
Well, either house looks big enough for me. Maybe more than me one day.
Ay, qué bonito.
Family.
Well, like I said, one day.
What about your work? Wouldn't you want to finish that first?
Well, finish work before I settle down, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I love my work. You know I do. I'm not going to finish it. I'm going to keep going as long as I can. I don't see why it has to be one or the other. Would you give up work to have children?
Of course not.
I keep thinking about all these bright young women I'm teaching and I'm scared. I'm scared that despite all they've achieved, despite the fact that they're walking out into the world with a degree from Cambridge, the first thing they'll be asked is, how fast can you type?
You're probably right. It's a real waste of talent.
It really is a waste, you're right. Even the jobs they get, they're not expected to keep once they've had children. All it needs is people to stand up to it.
No, you're right. I think women have every right to state their claim.
Not a woman this time. Women have been making a stand, throwing themselves under horses since the suffragettes. We need men to start fighting for it.
You can count on me.
I hope you do make a stand. Won't become part of all that. It's not easy, you know. A lot of people are still living in the dark ages about all this. Your professor, for one, I'll bet.
I think you're probably right there.
He doesn't know about any of this, does he?
This work?
Exactly. The work we've done. You will tell him, won't you?
Yeah. It might be difficult.
What?
It could be tricky to...
You're not backing out of our partnership now.
No, I'll do it. I will.
Scouts honor?
Scout's honor.
Good.
This is good, isn't it?
It is.
Momento. Son momentos muy chulos, ¿eh? Son momentos muy chulos que es como si estuviera recordándolo nuestro personaje. Importantes también, ¿eh? Porque ahí están hablando acerca de formar una familia, hablando acerca de hacerse oír, en el caso de ella. Cambios, estamos en los 60, la mujer quiere tener más posibilidades, no estar anclada en la idea de la mujer tiene que quedarse en la casa y no puede hacer nada más que criar a los hijos y ya está. Está muy chulo, está muy chulo. Claro, el ideal era ese.
Marvelous to see you do come in. Take a seat. I have to say,
Ah, claro, ahora tenemos que...
I'm delighted.
Este es el... A ver qué pasa.
You read the final draft?
Of course, all the salient points. I must say it's very impressive.
Genial.
You think so? Thank you.
Not at all. It's your work. I think the direction you took it gave it something of real value. Well, as I say, quite apart from the climate side of things, the method you developed to track radiation, I can see it having far-reaching implications, and not just in your own field. It's marvelous.
I'm glad you think so.
First-rate piece of work, Peter. First-rate.
Ahora tendremos que decir si lo hemos hecho solos o acompañados.
Dr. Clara McKirrick. I presume we could drop it.
Buah, chaval.
Drop it? Why would I do that?
Oh, well, I understand you probably had some little research assistants, but, we all have secretaries. we just don't usually put the name on the front cover of the paper.
What are you suggesting?
Tell me, have you seen your friend Joseph recently, Samuel?
I have.
Doing so well in their new positions. I would dearly love to see the same for you, Peter. And more for you, in fact.
Well, thank you.
It would be so well deserved after all these years, especially after the risk I took.
That is good.
Risk.
A boy from a grammar school, first in his family to make it to university, you know what I'm saying. It's been really wonderful to give you this opportunity. I would just hate you to throw it away by misattributing your own hard work. That's all, for whatever reasons you might have.
Throwing it away? What do you mean?
I mean, there is a world of possibility out there for you. Well, as I say, it really is very good, and I'm not the only one who thinks so.
You've given it to someone else already.
I knew a few who I thought might be interested. I thought you'd be pleased. In fact, I think you might want to prepare yourself for being the center of attention for a little while. I'm sure you would be able to cope, but I think it's perhaps not quite the sort of thing you'd like to foist on a young woman's shoulders.
Whatever it is, I'm sure Clara could handle it.
With this name on here, there is a good chance it will cause problems.
I'm sure I could handle them.
This isn't all about you, I'm afraid. There could be problems for everyone. Clara was close with Molly Shannon, wasn't she? The one suspected of being a communist spy.
Buah, chaval.
I'm afraid I don't know.
Well, it's true. How close they were is the real question. Clara joined Molly on that anti-British protest march, I hear.
It was anti-nuclear defense, not anti-British.
Well, you know my thoughts on that. They can be one and the same thing. A lot of people, very important people, believe you are either with this country or against it. Some of the benefactors of this college, for example. My father used to call this university one of the greatest contributions Britain has made to the world. I would agree with that. Wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
I'd hate to be the one to undermine it. The affair with this Cambridge 4 business has been bad enough. We can't change the past, Peter. But we can learn from it. Before we fool ourselves into remembering it too kindly. And with this name on here, the associations one might make. You see what I'm saying?
If you met Clara, I'm sure you'd agree her name should be on the paper.
Good God, Peter, I am trying to make you understand something. This is precisely the way the rot sets in. It's the slow knife. Members of this university were recruited to spy for the Soviet Union 10 years ago. Now members of this university are demanding we lay down our weapons. The only defense we have against the very same foreign power. What happens in 10 years' time? And what happens to the integrity of this college in 10 years? If you share your work on a whim with a girl you've taken a fancy to? And what happens 10 years after that? One cannot survive by making oneself vulnerable. That is why this university is still here. That is why I am still here. I hope you understand how much I care about your success. It's so common for work to fade into obscurity after it's published. It would be a shame if yours were denied my full-throated support, especially after so many years.
I've spent years working on this.
I cannot make your decisions for you, Peter. By all means, publish with Clara as a co-author if you're feeling generous, but if you do, you'll have to take your chances. It would be difficult for me to bring to bear any influence I have. By way of illustration, I have an address in Whitehall to give you.
Thank you.
Afraid I can't tell you much more now, but he's a good man. Cambridge man. And you may find there's one more reason to leave Clara out of things. I'm sure things will become clear soon.
I think you've made things very clear.
Well, let me know what you decide. Just knock any time. My door is always open.
Vaya cerdaco, Un montón de tiempo luchando, estudiando, preparando esa tesis y al final todos son temas políticos. Ahí va. Necesitamos una bengala o algo, tío.
Smoke. Someone's there.
Vas a ir andando hasta allí, tío. Sí, me toca ir andando hasta allí. Sí, porque en el barco no había nada. Ahí hay una bandera. Chulo, tío. Ahí va. Cógete, tío, cógete. Vale, está hecho para que... Está hecho a posta. Vale, vale. Buah, chaval, esto va de mal en peor. Esto va de mal en peor. Se ha hecho daño en el brazo. Yo creo que se ha quedado pillado, ¿eh? Sí, creo que se ha quedado pillado. Se ha quedado ahí. Porque tampoco puedo moverlo. Deberá, es posible que a lo mejor tendría que haber alguna animación y no se carga. Vaya. Pues... Pues qué mal, macho. Vaya corte de tensión. Pues vamos a salir. Sí. Salimos y volvemos a entrar. Bueno, recapitulemos. Aprovechamos para recapitular un poco. No, mira, tampoco me da mucho tiempo para hacerlo. A ver, continuar. Vale, volvemos aquí. Vamos a ir hacia la derecha. Antes de ir a la puerta, porque hay unas tumbas. A ver si son interactivas. Por si acaso tenemos que hacer algo de eso primero antes de entrar en la puerta. Echaremos otro vistacito por aquí y ya está. A ver si me deja. Buah, chaval, cada vez se ve menos. Voy cerca de la orilla a ver si se ve algo. Vale, hay un muro invisible, ya no me deja seguir. Hay un muro invisible, ya no me deja seguir. Aquí están las dos tumbas, pero no son interactuables. Pues nada, no me queda otra. Hay que seguir. Hay que ir hacia las dos casotas. Aquí no hay nada interactuable. Podemos ir a la segunda casa. Por cambiar un poco, variar. Bueno, venga, vamos a ir a la primera. Porque parece que la segunda no parece que sea interactuable, por lo menos en la puerta. Esta sí. A ver, venga, va. Ahora sí. Ahora sí. Buah, la decisión final.
Anyway, you said you wanted to see me about something, eh? Something you wanted to let me know.
Laura came up with the big idea too. Financially.
What did I say? I respect your decision. I do admire a man who knows his own mind.
De vez en cuando, yo no sé, esto ha pasado ya, creo que es la segunda o tercera vez que pasa, que se escucha fatal el audio. No sé si es propiamente del juego, que te lo hacen aposta. Te lo hacen aposta para que darle un poquito más como de mal rollo a ese recuerdo, ¿no? Como que se está desvaneciendo, o como que lo recuerdas vagamente, ¿no? Algo así, pienso. O simple y llanamente es que es un fallo del audio y ya está. Bueno, a ver qué tenemos aquí. Telegrama, para enviar. Para enviar en Morse. Secreto. Sword, expedición o táctica de Estados Unidos. Estacionado, estación Noruega. SO. Avalancha. Vale, SOS. Avalancha destrozó las tiendas principales. Conocimientos médicos utilizados para ayudar a los noruegos. Un hombre herido. 2 muertos. Sospechamos de actividad soviética. Viejo navío detrás de la montaña no funciona. Abandonado. Por favor, envía barco. Ayuda, por favor. Hay poco que hacer aquí ya, Pidieron ayuda. Pues nosotros estamos 3/4 de lo mismo, Creo que la sensación es que al caer nos hemos hecho daño en el brazo, en el hombro. El brazo está roto. Vale, aquí también podemos entrar.
Dr. Hamilton. Peter. How do you do? So good to meet you.
How do you do?
Excuse me, I won't be a moment. Still 3 o'clock, yes? Oh, no need to reschedule. This won't take long. Should be very quick. Right then, please do take a seat. Delighted you could make it to London. I do hope you get the time to enjoy it a little too, considering how busy you've been recently.
Thank you. I'll try to.
Good, do. Anyway, I imagine you're wondering why we asked you here. Well, it can't have surprised you that your field of study has been of increasing interest to us, especially since the war.
Oh, you're interested in climatology?
Oh, of course. The paper is going very well, I hear.
Well, it is now, thank you.
Oh, yes, your professor, John Hargreaves, passed us a copy. And it's impressive, the amount of information you've managed to gather. Although I imagine the process of gathering it was rather difficult on your limited budget.
I traveled, found good places to take measurements.
You did. As I said, we were most impressed and wanted to make you an offer. Reward, even.
Reward?
Well, you've no doubt taken your budget to its limits by now. What would you say if I could guarantee you a practically unlimited budget for further study? Ensure you had the best equipment, like the Americans. Take you right to the heart of things.
The heart of things?
I believe you traced the source of the radiation back to Antarctica, didn't you?
Fíjate.
I did.
I'd say that warrants further study on location, wouldn't you?
Por supuesto.
It does.
I'm glad you agree. We could place you with the Falkland Islands Dependency Survey working in Antarctica, scientist bods. Happy amateurs, very passionate like yourself. Of course, you'd probably have to sort a few things out with the other name we saw on the paper before you go. I hope that wouldn't be too difficult, considering what's on offer.
Qué fuerte.
The other name, Clara, you mean?
Lovely name. Probably for the best she wouldn't be able to go. Oh, not my say-so, I'm afraid. It's run a bit like the army down there. No women allowed.
I don't think she'd like the idea.
I can assure you this is bigger than any one person.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what this is yet.
I see. Well, you signed those papers on your way in earlier, so I'm at liberty to tell you a little more.
Things in the Antarctic, they've been a little strained recently. Lots of vested interests, territorial claims overlapping. Some sides wanting to secure the resources under the ground. Now, this kind of thing has been going on for decades, of course.
What kind of thing?
Oh, the Germans were flying over there, dropping swastikas in big circles. Before the war, that is. All a bit ridiculous, really. Now, I'm afraid it's the Soviets we've got to contend with. Bit of a royal mess, if you ask me. Still, we're trying to work with them.
Why would you do that? Isn't it dangerous?
The idea is to avert danger, I believe. It should all be in everyone's interest, you see. Every country signed up to something called the Antarctic Treaty. All a rather clever bit of politicking that happened behind the scenes a few years ago. Set up to ensure that Antarctica is used for strictly peaceful purposes. No weapons are to be used. No one can make any future claims on the land. Now, if it sticks, everyone will be frightfully happy. Every side content that they've staked their claim. No more aggression, let's say.
Sounds impossible.
Not impossible, just difficult. We've managed to placate the Soviets so far. This is all strictly confidential, but the sounds coming from Whitehall are not good. We're rather worried that it might all fall through.
How worried are you?
Worried enough, but there's no immediate cause for alarm. Well, in addition to the climate science you'd be able to do, tracking the radiation in the clouds and so forth, we'd like you to inform us of any other sources of radiation out there.
Claro,
What the
radiación.
readings are. If there are any bombs being set off on the continent, it's important that
Ya
we
ves
know
tú que
as
tiene
much
que ver
as
una
we
cosa
can
con la
about
otra.
them. We don't know what the Soviets might do next. You'd be using the very best equipment, as I said. Useful for your career. Useful for us.
This is still climate science, yes?
No.
Absolutely right. The less we're involved, the better, really. But as I say, if you can help us in this small way, it would certainly help that career.
Ayudarnos mutuamente.
How can you help, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, after speaking with a few people, Professor Hargreaves, for example, I'm sure that whatever your academic ambitions, after working on something as important as this, you'd have no trouble progressing. And if nothing else, think of the adventure of it. What a reward it would be for all your hard work. What do you think?
All right. I'll consider it.
Please do. Sorry, I've got a meeting in Westminster in 20 minutes. We'll have to cut this short. It's been very good to meet you. Do let me know.
Pero por lo menos no te
And
obliga.
If this Clara thing feels like a sticking point, all I can say is sometimes we all have to answer to something greater than ourselves. Why not think of it as an opportunity for you and to do what's right?
What's right?
I'm sure you understand. Women come and go. This is for your country.
Dios, chaval, las mujeres van y vienen. Qué crack. Vaya tela. Vaya tela. Qué asco, macho. Bueno, y el problema es que es una realidad. Esto es lo que hay. Así es como ha sido el mundo. Por desgracia, ¿eh? Por desgracia. Y menos mal que la gente ha cambiado. A ver. Transcripción del mensaje recibido. De agregado militar de Estados Unidos, comunicaciones de la Antártida. Noruegos al tanto de la emergencia. La Marina Noruega envía a su buque gemelo para el rescate. Atentos a la avioneta de reconocimiento. El avión os esperará a las 6, a las 18 horas. Tenéis órdenes de preparar una camilla para un herido, llevarla a la zona de aterrizaje. Cada escena está pensadísima en tema de simbolismo. Sí, 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 está muy chulo, muy bien hecho, ¿eh? ¿Esto es para volver a entrar? Sí, es para volver a entrar. No me interesa volver a entrar otra vez. Creo, ¿no? Creo que, a no ser de que haya un segundo. Vale, no, es lo mismo de antes y ya está. Vale, ahora se activa la puerta, eso es, salimos y ahora sí. Ahora sí que es posible que tengamos que ir ahí al fondo. Que antes no nos dejaba, ahora veremos las dos tumbas. Con la tontería, este tío lleva ya prácticamente casi... Iba a decir un día no, pero... buena parte de un día andando, ¿eh? De aquí para allá. Bueno, y mientras tanto su compañero... Mientras tanto su compañero sigue todavía. Sigue todavía en el mismo lugar. ¿Os imagináis? Es que me estoy... ya me espero cualquier cosa. O sea, un giro de guión y tal. ¿Os imagináis que esto lo esté soñando todo? Que haya tenido el accidente de avión y que ahora se despierte en el avión y todo haya sido un sueño. Sería un puntazo, macho. Molaría mucho. Vale. Pues nada. No sé qué vamos a hacer con esto, pero vale. Ah, el señor ha quedado dentro, sí, eso está claro. Este tío... No hay mapa, no hay nada. Se rinde. Ostras, los bengalas. Oye, pues tiene sentido que haya dado la vuelta, ¿sabes? A lo mejor ha dado la vuelta en forma de U. ¿Entendéis? En forma de U. Y a lo mejor estamos muy cerca de la posición de Floyd. Ah, bueno, tenemos aquí... Estamos on fire. Es posible que si es Floyd, si es su compañero el que ha lanzado las... Bueno, chaval, que se cae. Vale. tranquilo, tranquilo. Está rebotando mucho. Vale, ahí está la bengalas. Es que supongo que su compañero llegará a un momento en el que... Dios, ¿qué? ¿What?
Well, cowboys, of course.
I mean, I might have enjoyed it if I was a 10-year-old boy, but it was just boys and their toys again.
Is that a bad thing?
They're presenting themselves as if they're heroes instead of the land grabbers they actually were.
Okay, I see what you mean.
I know what you're about to see, that they were just men testing themselves against the world.
Well, that's important.
Who says so? Fine, I'll stop it now.
Aún no he hablado con ella.
And another thing, where were all the women? I counted one. She was
Solo
a
viste
cook.
una.
She was a very pretty cook.
Are you serious?
What? She was.
Oh, don't talk to me.
No me hables.
I'm only teasing. I do see what you mean, really.
It's depressing. Just turn the radio on, would you?
Of course.
Está viendo, fíjate el tema, ¿no? Ven una película y en la película solamente sale una mujer. Las típicas películas del oeste en las que los hombres se disputan terrenos y historias similares. A ver, bueno, por regla general, las películas del oeste ya sabemos que siempre tienen un componente ahí melodramático, ¿no? Con el típico cowboy bueno, el villano de turno y luego la chica a la cual hay que salvarla. Siempre aparece.
Getting much.
The Prime Minister has urged for calm after news from Washington emerged tonight that the Antarctic Treaty is on the brink of falling through. Neither Britain, the United States, nor Soviet Russia could reach a deal. And, in an increasingly nervous political atmosphere, there is now the risk that there will be no agreement to stop any active aggression in Antarctica. After pinning the blame firmly on what he called Russia's continuing aggression, the Prime Minister warned that the next steps are far from clear, and that in this climate of mistrust, the world needed to stay vigilant. It remains to be seen who will make the next move.
Hey, stop shooting, you mad fool! Oh, he's hit the engine. You've hit the engine! What have you done? It's you, mate. Are you out of your mind? Sorry, mate, I thought you were a bloody Russian. Not a bad shot, though. I gotta catch us a gull for our tea. You hit the vehicle. The engine's dead. You satisfied with yourself? Never felt better. Took the last of those painkillers and a drop of whiskey sorted me right out. I thought I'd go for a walk. You found whiskey? I had that all along. Save it for special occasions. Birthdays, Christmas. Crashing in the middle of bloody nowhere. Is the radio on? Ah, yeah, had to get away from those beeps. Better out here. Believe me, it's not better out here. Why don't you leave me in peace? Well, let's get you inside. Ah, yeah, good idea. More whiskey.
Ostras, ¿no le tenía la pierna rota? No se entera de nada. Qué puntazo, macho. Y se ha cargado el coche.
You gave me a scare.
Don't know what was going through my head. That bloody noise on the radio was driving me mad. You know there's a Russian voice that appears on that channel once in a while?
Tío, ¿en serio?
Really?
Yeah, sounded urgent, whatever it was. Same phrase over and over. Ah, Jesus, this leg.
Macho, eres más tonto.
Do you think the Russians are still out here?
Bloody well hope not.
Well, I hope someone's here.
They don't want us here, you know. Why the hell should they save us, eh?
I don't know.
Whatever you found out there, you weren't supposed to see it. If you think some Soviet's going to be happy to see you get out of here alive, you got another thing coming. And personally, if I saw one out here, I'd make sure he didn't make it home either. Before he did the same to me.
Alpha Romeo Lima, this is Faraday. Faraday Station calling.
Ostras.
Are we glad to hear you?
Hello? We picked up a distress call from this frequency. Can you hear me? Over.
Yes, I can hear you.
You're very faint. Can you tell me your position? Over.
Floyd, what's our position?
82 degrees south, 19 west.
We're at 82 degrees south, 19 west. Hello? Hello, can you tell me what's happening? Why is everywhere deserted? Over.
Hold on.
What the hell are they doing?
It's possible that there's been some sort of radiation leak. The Soviets have been broadcasting a warning signal which might have triggered an evacuation.
Buah, chaval.
Your location is within... I'm sorry, I can't tell you anymore. Don't worry, there's no imminent danger.
No.
Can we confirm 82 degrees south, 19 west, correct? Over.
That's right.
We're sending a rescue party out. Hold on tight.
Buah, tiene una pinta de mentira.
Wait, don't go.
Tiene una pinta que estaba mintiendo, diciendo, vale.
That again. It's too bloody sinister. Turn it off.
Es una alarma de radioactividad.
Well, ain't that a beauty?
Rescue.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
Oh, have a little faith, please. They'll come.
Well, I hope so, mate. We're both in line for knighthoods if we make it out, that's for sure.
What do you mean?
Your government loves to give out honours to failed Antarctic
Que
explorers.
fracasan.
Otherwise, the whole endeavour would just look nuts. Shackleton, remember him? Marooned most of his men on an island for a year.
I don't know about them.
Robert Scott, he got the polar medal, didn't even make it home. Heroic failures. Just like us. Hey, how does Sir Peter Hamilton sound? Anyway, that's if we make it out. Hope they find us before the food runs out.
Well, I found you again, didn't I?
Yeah. You did, mate. You did. Which reminds me, how did you find the plane again?
Dumb luck.
No, come on, seriously.
Well, no, it was lucky. Spotting the flares that you sent up.
Así que yo no le lancé ninguna bengala.
I never sent up any flares, mate.
Entonces,
Yes, you did. Stop messing around.
No, the flare box was empty. Not been checked in years, my guess. Bloody panicked me for a while.
ostras.
I saw them with my own eyes. How else do you think I got back to you?
Search me. Why don't you take a look out?
Entonces hay alguien más.
You see anything?
It's too hazy.
Ay, bo.
Wait. There it is. That's not far away. So there is someone else out here. Do you think they're friendly?
Chances are no. We're gonna need more food soon.
What are you doing?
This is from World War I. Would you believe?
Why are you playing with that thing?
Here. One bullet left.
Why the hell do I need this?
We know there's something going on, but we don't know who that could be out there. All I'm saying is, be on your guard.
I'm not shooting anyone.
Just raise it up when you approach. That's all. Make sure you're the one in charge. If in doubt, make sure you're the one that fires first.
There's only one bullet.
Just the one. You better hope there aren't two of them. So, you gonna wait around here all day then?
You gonna be alright?
My whiskey, mate, I'll be happy as Larry. And I've got this.
Vaya tela. Mi buenas, Juan.
Keep that gun raised, you'll be fine. Make sure you don't get that knighthood posthumously.
Ha sonado, cuando estaban hablando por la radio, ha sonado que los iban a dejar. Dice, estáis en la zona, aparte es que ha quedado así, ¿no? Ha dicho, estáis en la zona y de repente no puedo decir nada más. Así que entonces esta es vuestra situación, ¿no? Bueno, ya si eso ya mañana... Nada. No pinta bien, no pinta bien. No. Yo no voy a... No lo voy a hacer. No voy a cargar el arma. No lo voy a hacer. No. Posiblemente me maten, pero no lo voy a hacer. Se ve un tío, sí. ¿Qué llevas? Ah, vale, lleva bengalas.
Oh, of course it's a flare gun.
Pistola de bengalas.
Thank God.
No, si nos pregunta algo.
Yes, стреляй. Я тут. Don't shoot. Friend.
Pobrecito.
Who are you?
Russian. Engineer, friend.
What are you doing here?
I am getting very cold. You?
Morirme de frío, ¿y tú? Aquí en las playas de la Antártida.
Me too.
You are right.
Bah, chaval, de verdad. Eso sí es muy ruso. ¿Qué estás haciendo aquí? Puedo morirme de...
Peter, marvelous to see you.
Dice, no lo ves
You've come
aquí
at the right time.
esperando el
Number
autobús.
37 for 4. Terrible state of affairs. Anyway, you said you wanted to see me about something, please.
Esto se repite. Esto se ha repetido varias veces
Something you wanted to let me know.
con la voz distorsionada. Es
There
posible.
is.
Vale,
All right.
vale.
Well, have you come to a decision?
Lo tengo clarísimo.
Clara and I, we're too close now. I can't take her off.
I must say, I admire you. It takes conviction to stand by a principle like that. As I've always said, your decision.
Es tu decisión, tú sabrás.